Then I heard them reciting that the mass that morning was being offered for, they name about 5 or 6 people, like an anniversary.
Right.
Obviously, from looking at one row, I could see they related. They rolled together. You know, that's what made it so big. The families of these people were showing up. But what a day. Like, look out the window. I couldn't believe snow.
It was snow,
April 3rd. What is this going on, Harley?
What's March 23rd, but
March 23rd. I called Florida today to speak to this fellow Dick Boyd, who called, find out how I was.
Judge Boyd.
No, he's not a judge.
I thought he was.
Dick Boyd? No.
Oh,
He was a salesman.
I didn't know that.
85 degrees today.
Wow.
85. Not 80 or 75. 85.
Yeah.
Holy Christmas.
They think they got 3 to 6 inches up in north of Westchester.
Really?
Yeah. Like in Rockland County and upwards.
I kept, when I was out earlier, I kept looking at the sky because I was debating whether to go out to Huntington or not. But I could just see they were right. The South Shore was lighter and the dark, and it was darker to the north, and that's where a big band was up that way. So it was all hitting the North Shore. I was like, forget it. Unfortunately.
Well, this morning, the crack of dawn, when Gabby got up, I looked out the window and
It was coming down.
yeah, it was snow.
I know.
And rain. And we're coming in and I go, oh, God.
What time is your appointment, Dad?
4 o'clock.
And it's in Merrick?
Yeah.
You have
I get
40
going pretty
minutes.
soon. It's
About another
20 after
15
3.
minutes.
Really? This weather, you can...
What in this weather?
That's about a half-hour drive from here.
Well, it's only
What's the
less than 6 miles.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'm overreacting, yeah.
Oh, we used to,
And what happens when you go to the doctor's office anyway? You're just going to sit there and wait.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
in fact, Howie took me to a doctor yesterday, and I said, damn it to hell. He said, what's the matter? We're driving. He said, I forgot to bring a book with me.
Just to read.
Right.
Yeah, just to kill
Get in
time.
there, Mr. Kirk. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, really?
I couldn't believe it. And,
You know, I remember when I had to go to the doctor on a frequent
oncologist?
basis. Yeah, when I had to go on a frequent basis. At the beginning, when I started going, I'd rush to get there. And I'd wind up waiting for like an hour before they see me. So after a while, I started going late. And
well, I used to tell your mother, may she rest in peace, she used to get upset with me if either of us had an appointment with a doctor. And I drove her or I drove myself. She didn't drive, even though she could drive. I used to be the driver. And I'd say to her, Pauline, why are we rushing to be late? To sit and wait.
That was Mom's personality, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, she.
Or we go to church, I'd leave about...
Well, it's not the proper thing.
No.
Yeah, I know what you
She
mean.
used to say things like, you never know, there may be a wreck on the road and you have to be delay and this.
Right.
And I used to insist on leaving at 20 or 4 to go to a 4 o'clock mass, which is
20 or 40.
for the 4 p.m. mass on Saturdays.
In Fort Pierce.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
4
yeah.
One afternoon, there was horrendous stoppage. We didn't get to church till 4:15. So the
And so she gave it.
next Saturday we left at 3:15.
I don't know if you remember this, but this, and maybe I'm not that correct, but I remember, Dad, sitting in the driveway at 191 Mayfair Avenue in the car, all dressed up for church in the heat before air conditioning, while Dad was still inside.
Yeah, Mama had she made up a word. She claimed it was foostering.
That's it. Yes.
And she applied it only to one person in the family, you, Dad. Foostering. Your father's foostering. And you go,
And you'd be like, I'll be right there, just a second. And we'll be sitting in the car waiting.
Yeah.
And then Mom would inevitably, with us, lick her hand.
Well, she would say, if you're lucky enough, if you get a woman, a nice girl, don't do what your father does. Don't fooster. It's like, okay.
You know, when it was her 60th birthday, I think it was her 60th, maybe her 50th, I forget. We had a surprise birthday party for her at Mayfair Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going out that night with the Friels.
Yes.
And I asked Lorraine or Debbie to call us at the fields when everybody showed up,
Right.
so that then we could leave the fields to go to ostensibly to this dance.
And you had to come some kind of excuse why you had to go back to 191 Mayfair, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay.
There was a plumbing problem. She wouldn't get out of the car. I said, "Well, you never know. You're the expert. You know
Yeah.
better than me." So of course, once she came in, she was happy she came in, but until then, she was fuming.
Furious.
I was, well,
Yeah.
detouring us from this dinner dance.
Yeah.
I was telling Lorraine, we're discussing different things she used to do. And I said, it sounds like I'm trying to justify that I didn't participate in this by explaining how I would go to work. I'd park the car on the west side of, this is in Brent Drive now.
I don't remember that well.
Our house was on the west side of Brent Drive.
Yeah.
So a car would be parked, didn't have a garage, so you'd park it in the front of the house on the west side, come out of the house, get in the car, and I could make a U-turn right there.
Right.
There was an intersection. Then go north to an exit from where we lived, get on in the small exit,
Yeah.
out of the development, and then get onto the Southern State Parkway. Coming back at 6:30, whatever it was, do the reverse. End up going south when I came in, get the same spot, get up. In the interim, for a couple of days, I didn't know this, your mother's painting the side of the south side of the house.
Mom was painting the
She
house.
painted the whole goddamn house. I didn't know this. So I say this by way of explaining why I didn't know about it.
She she had all that energy.
Oh. So I happened to mention, I said to Lorraine, we're talking about it did this. She just said, listen, you don't know the half, because I didn't remember how old everyone was. I said, your mother painted the house. She said, Lorraine says, I know, I begged her to wear a hat so no one recognized her. Kids growing up get embarrassed by their parents. She remembered it. I begged her. I remember seeing her. She was on the ladder at the corners of the house.
Seriously?
The attic was.
Really?
She was painting the woodwork now. She's painted the what do you call
She was
it?
doing the trim.
She's doing the trim, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
She's been there for 2 days.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, really. What do you think of it?
She
She couldn't stand
She
still.
just went for it, didn't she? She just would just go for things and do things. Just
Could not stand
Go for it.
still. Could not read. We kid Howie about this, about Howie with the butter knife. You ever hear that one?
I I don't remember. I remember hearing the buddy knife.
You know those little folders? We used to have wooden things that would, like slats come in one of the kitchens. But your mother got this exactly.
On the windows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, your mother bought some of those in some outlet. She decided she wanted them in, and she couldn't find a screwdriver.
So she used the butter
So she
knife.
used the butter knife.
Right.
And she put them in, see? He comes along. He said, gee, that's pretty good. I think I'll get some. So he gets some. She says, what type of screwdriver? She said, I don't know, I use a butter knife. He said, butter knife. Well, how long was it? She goes, 4 thumbs.
Yeah.
She had a practical way of that.
Just to measure things with the thumb.
Right. That's smart. It's practical, right?
Yeah. Or she'd have a piece of string. She'd measure the string. Then measure the string. When everyone's looking for a measure, she'd go, okay, let's go.
So I'm just getting back to Tom. Do you most of the cooking in this house?